Tonight, the Health Minister in town as the election draws near. Residents going up to a month without phone or internet service. And new hope for proponents behind controversial land near Helensburgh. Good evening, I'm Karen Johnston.
I'm Jeff Phillips. Also tonight, another case of salmonella reported.
And a date set for the Illawarra's first jumbo landing.
A topping out ceremony was held today at the more than $30 million multi-storey car park at Wollongong Hospital. During the visit, Health Minister Gillian Skinner also hinted that an announcement on the construction of a new Bulli hospital could be made within weeks.
It was a ribbon ceremony of a different kind. WIN News.
Still to come on WIN News, a very interesting look at hairdressing in the 1970s.
And when can we expect a piece of aviation history to land in the Illawarra?
Thanks for joining us on this edition of WIN News. Police are calling for help from the public to locate a Gwenville man who has been missing for more than a week. Mark Rolls has not been seen since a family barbecue on the 8th of February. At the time, he was wearing a black T-shirt, denim shorts and sandals. He is described as 170 centimetres tall with balding brown-grey hair. There are concerns for Mark's welfare as he has a medical condition that requires medication.
An innovative technique is being used to protect the environment from Wollongong's rubbish runoff. A new landfill cell has been constructed over the last 12 months at the White Gully tip. It will hold 330,000 tonnes of the city's rubbish.
This helicopter is transferring 850 kilogram sandbags to hold down a tarp.
Matthew Sadler, WIN News.
Sport is next, and Scott Law prepares for the start of the Track Cycling World Championships, Amy.
That's right, Jeff, he does. The Balgownie rider will make his debut in Paris later this week, plus Shellharbour Surf Lifesaving Club preparing to host the Navy Australian Open.
This report brought to you by Nikolovsky Lawyers. We help you rise.
In sport, Shellharbour will this weekend host the 2015 Navy Australian Open. Australia's largest standalone surfboat race event will feature more than 300 crews from 100 surf clubs.
Shellharbour Surf Lifesaving Club has hosted two major events.
In prize money. And that's our sport, Jeff.
Amy, thank you. The weather details are next. Then a look through our archives reveals the styles of the mid-1970s. A warm summer's day across the region as we have a look at the satellite. Patchy cloud forming over the inland ranges and southern slopes near a low pressure trough is producing showers and thunderstorms. Skies are clearer elsewhere near a weak high pressure ridge. To the synoptic chart, a monsoon trough and cyclone Lam are producing rain and storms about the Queensland tropics. A trough in the southeast is causing showers and storms in parts of New South Wales and Victoria. Temperature-wise today, Wollongong got to 27, Bowral reached 26, Nowra hit 30, Ulladulla 27, Batemans Bay 29, 28 in Maruya, 26 in Narooma, Bega 28 and a couple of 27s for Merimbula and Eden. The forecast for the Illawarra on the Highlands, a partly cloudy Wednesday, a medium chance of showers with a possible afternoon thunderstorm inland, winds north to northeasterly. For the south coast, partly cloudy, medium chance of showers with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon and evening. Seas running at 1 metre on a similar swell. The first tide tomorrow is low at 2 o'clock. The high rolls in at 25 past 8. Eden and Merimbula 26 tomorrow, Bega 27, Narooma 26, Maruya 27, Batemans Bay 28, 26 in Ulladulla, Bowral 25 and Wollongong 26. And further ahead, the chance of showers now for the remainder of the week.
And now a look back in our archives. This one is about renowned hairdresser Robin David, as she was known at the time, and the World Hairdressing Championships. She's now Robin David Teveld, a Wollongong business leader and well-known artist.
Well, we competed in Melbourne last year at the Federal Championships, which was comprised of state teams, and the top individual point scorers were taken from each team, which brought point scorer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which were the numbers required for the World Cup team.
What's the benefit of hairdressing championships?
Well, it's the artistic side of hairdressing and more the creative side. It has nothing to do really with the commercial side of hairdressing. They're two entirely different things. Some people can have a very successful commercial business but be not exactly creative, and in this sort of thing, in world championships, be quite unsuccessful. It's the creative side of hairdressing where one has to develop a line, and this is they're looking for something original, something new, and perhaps 2 years later commercial lines come from these heavy artistic lines.
Well, what are the judges looking for? I mean, it seems to me that it could be very arbitrary what one judge likes and another doesn't.
That's right, yes. It naturally has to be appealing to the judges, but they are selected judges from all over the world, so that it's all very fair. You have to have something naturally that suits your model, something original, balance of design and tremendous finish on your work.
What do you think Australia's chances are in the Olympics in Vienna?
Well, I'd say if it was just on standard of hairdressing, they'd be very high. But in as much as it's the first time we've been sponsored, we will have some language barriers. You know, this could be some problem. And the fact that it's the first time, we're not quite up with perhaps what the exact lines are that they're going to be looking for this year.
Do you take your own models with you, or are you given them at the competition?
This is another problem, of course. The Europeans, all the European countries will be training on models they've trained on all year, where Australia meet their models for the first time, other than myself being able to use Gail. Unfortunately, she is coming with me. But the rest of the team will be meeting their models in Vienna 2 weeks prior to the championships, which of course will be only 2 weeks training compared to months and months of training to some of the Europeans.
Some of the hairstyles have changed, haven't they?
They have, thank goodness.
That is WIN News for Tuesday the 17th of February.
To view some of our reports, visit the WIN News Illawarra Facebook page.
Join us for the All Australian News at midnight, and again tomorrow for the best 90 minutes of news from 6. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a WIN News presentation from WIN, Australia's #1 regional television network.
Before you head out,